Доброго вечора.
О, Алевтина, добрий вечір, вітаємо.
Нам дуже приємно, що нас запросили виступити. NFT – це не просто тренд чи модний хайп. Це майбутнє, як ви формируєте прямо зараз, прямо тут, у Києві. Тому ми в Solana Foundation із задоволенням підтримали таку ініціативу і раді бути сьогодні тут. My name is Alevtina Yakovенко. I'm not related to Anatoly, though we've been working for 3.5 years together. I'm the 16th employee at Solana Foundation, so that's been quite a while. And actually, Ukrainian market was one of the first ones that we started to have some sort of official presence at with the groups and other social media. And we are definitely very excited to be here today. And I'm so happy to see that the community is still thriving. Today, I have been announced as a main speaker, which I was very pleased to be, and I was very pleased to be invited. But my main focus is on actually running the community relations, including different markets. But I have a very special NFT fan in my team who is gonna actually bring you even more engaged presentation and even more fun facts about the NFT of Solana. So I'm going to get some a little help today, and I'm not going to be the only one presenting. So please welcome then Deyturralde, who is the manager at the community relations team, and he's going to be presenting today with me.
Hey everyone, yeah, super happy to be here. Honored. I'm from the other side of the world in Canada, but it's really cool to be able to connect, directly from the folks in Ukraine. Yeah, like Alevtina said, I'm on the community relations team. I'm really integrated in the NFT ecosystem on the community side mostly, especially with onboarding artists. So yeah, really excited to come and chat with everyone here about NFTs.
Amazing. We're going to start very high level, and I'm very curious about the audience that we have right here. We have a very big silhouette of you guys, unfortunately, so I hope I can get some help by answering the questions. How many of you have ever had a Solana NFT or an NFT on Solana blockchain? Can you raise the hand, please?
Алевтина нас питає, чи хтось має вже NFT на Solana, чи якісь гаманці, які підтримують мережу Solana. Можна підняти руки, щоб ми бачили? Да, ну десь, да, третина є.
30%? Okay. Amazing. Let's make sure that today everybody has one and everybody knows how to get one. So, Dan, it's been about 2 years since the first NFT on Solana has been ever minted by Metaplex. Where we are after 2 years of this?
Yeah. It's been a crazy journey, in the last 2 years, where we started with, just the introduction of Solana NFTs to this thriving ecosystem that we now know today. So to give you guys a high-level overview, today in the last 2 years, Solana has minted over 60 million different NFTs. Of those, 25.9 million are compressed NFTs, which we'll talk about soon. But compression really enables you to mint NFTs at a super low cost. So to mint these 25.9 million NFTs with compression cost $2,900, which is, for the amount of NFTs, almost negligible for cost. For example, if you actually minted this on Ethereum, it would cost almost $1 billion, so 873 million on ETH. And Solana also has 22 leading marketplaces in the NFT ecosystem. So we're very lucky. We have a lot of teams building, and the ecosystem is thriving more than ever.
60 million is an impressive number, but are those just JPEGs uploaded like art collections and no functional value, or anything else we can do in Solana?
Yeah, no. So one of the unique things about Solana is that it's not just 10K PFP and JPEGs. The functionality of NFTs have really expanded. So let's dive into a couple of use cases that I think some projects in the ecosystem are doing some really unique things with the technology that we've enabled. So for example, Drip, they allow content creators direct access to their followers. So If you look at, traditional social media like Instagram, Instagram owns these followers, right? So they could deplatform you. But what Drip is doing is almost like email, where content creators are accessing their followers directly with their wallet and able to mint, all their content and provide that to their followers. So if I follow a content creator, I would get airdrops, weekly airdrops, or whenever they create content in the ecosystem, or content in general. It doesn't necessarily need to be about Web3, but I'll get that directly. So far they've minted 36 million NFTs. They have 1.1 million users, and their last drop, so Portals, which minted 56,000 NFTs, only costs about $6. So quite revolutionary. Another really cool use case is Helium. They're enabling decentralized wireless infrastructure using compressed NFTs as hotspots. So as many of you have probably heard about Helium, they recently migrated to Solana in the last 6 months. And part of this migration was having each of their hotspots, around the world, which there's over 1 million, as a compressed NFT, and those are soul bound. So basically enabling these NFTs as acting as, representatives of that hotspot, showing different details and information inside the metadata. And then another really cool use case is Civic. They're tackling the on-chain identity and creating soul-bound NFTs to represent unique humans. So far, they've done over 500,000 different identifications. And this will really allow developers to come in and make sure that everyone that's using their app is a unique human, which makes, a really cool, unique experience that it's just quite difficult to do on other ecosystems, and really our technology enables this.
Dan, you mentioned like twice already in Helium, and then somewhere before something about compressed NFTs. Is it like a different type of NFT, or is it the same NFT we just improved, or like what the hell is the compressed NFTs?
Yeah, I can use a lot of technical jargon here, so pardon my language. But there's some different acronyms that we use. So we use CNFTs, which I've used a couple times, and that's compressed NFTs. There's XNFTs, which is executable NFTs, and then there's also PNFTs. So it can get kind of complicated, but let's dive into each one individually to learn more. So compressed NFTs, like mentioned earlier, this really allows creators and developers to mint NFTs significantly cheaper. This doesn't sacrifice any of the decentralization or costs. This is just a way of minting NFTs in a much more efficient manner. For example, depending on the price of Sol, but it costs roughly $100 to mint 1 million NFTs on Solana using compression. That's 24,000 times cheaper than previously. And for example, if you minted 1 million NFTs on Ethereum, it would cost you 33 million. And on Polygon, which is a layer 2, and also cheaper than Ethereum, it's still 32,000. So being able to mint NFTs at a significantly lower cost, almost negligible at that point, really unlocks new functionality in how we can think about NFTs, which a lot of projects are taking on. The next technology is executable NFTs. So this is something that the Backpack team has been working on, and enabling creators to build applications on top of NFTs in a framework for wallets to use these applications. So traditionally, an NFT is an on-chain account or an on-chain token that points, from a link. Often the image isn't stored on chain. It's a link that's stored on chain pointing to an image. What executable NFTs allows is, instead of just pointing to an image, you're also pointing to a full application. So the Backpack wallet accepts this type of framework, and this is an open source framework that any wallet can integrate, and basically enabling me to send an NFT to anyone, and it also being an application. So you can see things like staking, claiming merch, and you can do all of that within the application inside of the wallet, which makes a really cool, unique experience. And then the last technology that's quite revolutionary and only on Solana is programmable NFTs, so PNFTs. And really this enables royalty enforcement tools for creators and providing allow and deny lists to programs and accounts. So this provides the flexibility. It's not required. The artists don't have to use enforcement tools. Enforcement tools kind of make it slightly more centralized, so they can, keep it immutable if they want. But if they want to enforce the royalties, they have the power to do so. So really, all in all these three technologies are unique to Solana and currently actively being built. We have teams, different teams building on top of these technologies. And since it's open source, you can, look at GitHub and really see the activity going on. So yeah, in terms of technology, there's a lot of really exciting things coming into the ecosystem.
How often do these technologies pop up then? Is it like something fresh that has been released on the market?
Yeah, these technology really comes with demand. So as demand kind of comes in, and teams will come in and tackle these problems. So the PNFTs one was a unique problem that kind of came up with royalty enforcement, and then we had teams, trying to solve these problems. And because the Solana ecosystem is very builder focused, there is a lot of great teams that are trying to tackle the problems in different ways, which provide a great experience at the end for developers and consumers.
Nice. And as far as I know, all these technologies were developed only in the last year. So
yeah, correct. Yeah, so all of these are done in the last year. It's very fresh and actively being developed. Everything's open source, so you can go in and on GitHub and see the people that are actually building the code. If you want to, dive into the code and see what's going on. A lot of these technologies are quite recent, yeah, there's a lot of smart people building on top of this. PNFTs came out in early 2023. Same with compressed NFTs in January, and then backpack and executable NFTs really came to shine in April of 2024. Or 2023, sorry.
Alrighty. Nice. No, the technology is kind of clear, even though it might be a little complex from the first glance. If you dive a little into it, actually offers quite a bunch of cool functionality. But let's say I'm an artist. What are the cool things happening in the ecosystem for me as a creator?
Yeah, so definitely these technologies are more on the high end or high level type of things. So more developers are going to interact with them. But really, how does this enable creators and artists in the ecosystem to thrive? So let's kind of go a little bit and touch on the current NFT ecosystem. So with the communities, there's currently over 250,000 different unique collections in the Solana ecosystem, with over 2.9 different unique wallets. You have great, communities out there building. These are maybe a bit more of the classic NFT, which you might be used to, but we have great teams like MonkeyDAO pioneering, DAO and infrastructure and building tools for the DAOs. We have Klenos and DAA building a lot of IP. We have Geckos also in the DAOs, Famous Foxes, which is really focused on building tools in the ecosystem. And another, a plethora of other great ecosystem communities that are really found their own niche, and they're building, tools or providing really cool experiences for their community members. But that's only for, the classic community side of things. This technology also really enables for artists. So we have a thriving art community in the Solana ecosystem. It's because of the cheap prices for minting, and also just the community as a whole that Solana has. It's provided all these tools for the artists to be able to create and also monetize their work. So using the latest NFT technology, artists have access to new ways of distributing their art. And outside of tech, it's really one of the strongest art ecosystems. You have teams like Code Canvas creating generative on-chain art programs for artists to create generative art. You have Exchange Art, which is the leading NFT one-of-one art marketplace for creators. And you also have collector, which is not necessarily just for artists, but it's actually for the collectors, because I think it's, you know, in that market, you have the artists and you also have the collectors. So you need to support both sides. So collectors really come in and creating a great experience and platform for people who want to kind of create galleries and stuff with NFTs.
You mentioned multiple times how convenient it is to mint NFTs on Solana and how cheap it is. But then if I am an NFT holder or an NFT creator, am I even able to earn something with such cheap prices?
Yeah, definitely. So really the cheap prices just make it, you know, cheaper for the artists. They're still selling their work for the same, and it's basically just increasing their profit margin. So far, creators have earned over $170 million in royalties since the beginning, with $1.2 billion generated in NFT primary sales, with an average of 9.4K per creator. There's over 128 total creators on Solana, creating you know, a lot of value to collectors, and also growing the art ecosystem. And there's roughly 7.2K creator wallets onboarded every month. So creators are not only building in the ecosystem, but more are coming. So it's yeah, quite a thriving and lucrative environment for artists.
So cool. Okay. I mean, let's make sure that everybody in this audience has a Solana NFT that's actually going to be a compressed NFT that we are using. And let's make sure you can get a proof of present NFT, which is a pull-up that we created together with the organizers of this event. And we have a little present for everybody who's going to be able to claim one, which I'm going to really reveal, that's the word, which I'm going to reveal in a couple of minutes. But let's just see and go through a couple of steps on how to actually make sure we can claim that NFT.
Yeah, so, you know, it's one thing to talk about this technology, but I think it's important to get it in the hands of everyone and really show the power of the Solana NFT ecosystem. So to get started, you're going to need a wallet. Here are the three kind of main wallets that I suggest. There's also a bunch more that I recommend checking out. Phantom, Soulflare, and Trust Wallet. So Phantom has a great user experience. They're mobile and desktop ready and supports other blockchains for bridging. This is kind of the standard one that most people use in the Solana ecosystem. And to claim this proof of attendance NFT, you'll need to download a wallet. So if you have time now, you can and don't have a Solana wallet already, you can check out Phantom. Soulflare is also another great option. They're very security driven and focused, mobile and desktop ready, and they just integrated with MetaMask to integrate with Ethereum and have a really easy bridging experience. So Soulflare is another great option.
Very friendly with Ledger.
Exactly, yeah. They're highly security driven and really easy to integrate with cold storage. And then the last one, which I know many of you already know, but Trust Wallet's an easy process, mobile and desktop ready, and supports a lot of blockchains. So before we mint this NFT together, make sure you have one of these wallets installed. And if you don't, that's okay. There's still another way to mint the NFT, but preferably let's use the Web3 tools at our disposal and download one of these wallets. For example, here with Trust Wallet, you're going to need to copy your Solana address. I know all of you are veterans and able to, you know, copy your address, but if you quickly forget, just search for the Solana logo and get some SOL and then copy the address. And then we can go on to mint this NFT together. So there's going to be two ways of doing it. You can either join the Telegram group here, and then the link is going to be in the group where you can mint the NFT. So I'll leave this up for a second.
Now we have the Telegram group on the screen. I want to mention the actual surprise. So everybody is going to be able to mint the pull-up for this event. Not only not the NFT itself, but also we're going to ship a nice Solana Foundation merch pack to you in a couple of upcoming weeks. for everybody who owns an NFT. Of course, all the wallets are anonymous, so make sure to enter the group so we can find you and get your address in order to ship you the pack. But if you don't have a wallet right now, you can also stay in that group and make sure to follow the links and instructions a little later after the presentation.
Yeah, so first step, jump in the Telegram. Second step, you'll mint the NFT. If you've already joined the Telegram group, scan this QR code. If you don't want to scan this, the link is also in the Telegram group. But this should be a really easy onboarding process to mint an NFT. So once you do scan this QR code, actually, I'll leave it up there just to make sure everyone has it. All right. And if you don't have it in the Telegram group, you'll be able to find the link. Once you do click on the link, you'll be able to claim. There's 3 different ways of claiming. So if you don't have a wallet and you don't necessarily, you want to get started right away, that's okay. You can log in with Google if you want. But this is, Web 2, right? We're at a Web 3 conference. So the better way of doing it is once you've downloaded one of the wallets that we've identified before, you can connect with one click and claim the NFT. Or, like I showed you earlier with how to copy your Solana address, you can just claim by pasting your address there, and then the NFT will be minted and sent to you directly in a super easy and seamless process.
And that would be it from our side. Thank you so much for having us.
I'm repeat Ukrainian. Зараз я ще попрошу, can you return to QR?
QR code, yeah.
Yeah. I'm repeat. Зараз буде код. Це буде посилання на телеграм-групу, куди ви зайдете. Вам буде посилання, щоб отримати NFT від Solana. І потім кожен, хто є власником цього NFT, зможе отримати мерч. Тобто зараз, да, це така крута штука. Я хочу нагадати, що є така отсилка, зараз це зробили тільки бренди типу Nike або Adidas. Вони випустили свої NFT, і власники цих NFT отримали мерч. Тобто це експіріанс від Solana просто крутий. Дякую.
Someday,